Chapter 9. Dad always said being head astronomer just meant he got all the bad news ahead of time. Their work was already compromised by urban lighting and expanding gas fields. The telcos, superpowers, and aspiring nations kept sending up satellites, which in turn was driving a new space race for precious metals. Universities and science agencies were reduced to minor players. The sun's rays reflecting off all those satellites was impeding astronomers' observations and images, and it was only going to get worse. Dad tried to stay positive. He would stride around the observatory in a nakubra and button-up shirt, smiling and greeting everyone by name, stopping to chat. He proposed a series of new projects, drawing on the individual strengths of each team member and our telescopes. He shepherded each proposal through the vigorous approval process. The projects delivered results too. His team's finding appeared in the astronomers' journals and sometimes the socials, if there was a dramatic picture to go with it. Dad checked up on everyone and followed every development, problem-solving on the run. The place ran on his energy and enthusiasm. He handled all the liaison with Canberra and protected the rest of the team from the political environment, as he called it, until he couldn't. We lost the international dark sky rating first. Then the university funding was cut, and Dad's team cut in half. He placed the letter requesting that he return to Canberra on the table during dinner. This came today. Daniela snatched it up. "Oh," she said, "the nerve." I took the piece of paper from her, reading it twice to make sure I understood. I put down my fork and pushed my bowl away, my appetite gone. "I'm not leaving the park," I said. "They can't make us, can they?" "My job is still here," Danielle said, "and our daughter is in the middle of first term." "I'll make the case for staying," Dad said. "Of course I will. But if things keep going this way, I'm not sure how much longer either of us will have jobs, Nellie." "Don't you dare start thinking like them. I won't tolerate it," Dianella said. Dad removed his glasses and covered his face with his hands. "Can I please be excused?" I said. Dad spent a whole day writing the reply. I listened to him reading it, and Danielle's edits out loud. It worked. The university granted him a 3-month reprieve. Daniela whooped as if it was a great victory, but the university had its own reasons. At first we thought Dad's cough and weight loss was stress-related, but when they didn't go away, Dianella made him a doctor's appointment. There was a 3-week wait for the medical center in town, even with a referral to the specialist in parks. He was on the wait list. It was nearly a month before he went in for scans, blood tests, and tissue samples. Meanwhile, it was the peak astro season. Dianella and I were analyzing the weather's forecast, population levels, and Milky Way viewing calendar, trying to find a clear night. We were hoping to camp up on Mount Wombalong with the green grass to shoot the galactic core flaming from them. Hal and I were studying the mid-year exams. My room looked like a bomb had been dropped, piles of books and papers ordered by subject. We had English and maths together and got those exams out of the way in the first week. I packed 2 piles away and shifted to science and geography. Dianella drove Dad to Parks for more scans, while I was sitting my modern history exam. I was supposed to write 3 essays in the time, but only got 2 finished. If I had ever understood the importance of the Cold War, it left me in that rigid auditorium. I was in bed but not asleep when my parents got home. They boiled the kettle and sat at the kitchen table drinking tea. A boo called outside, low and deep, reverberating in my chest. Part of me did want to get up and ask questions, but Dianella's voice had softened so much I was afraid I already knew the answers. I failed my history exam, but they offered me a chance to set it again, or average my result with my assessment mark, which would still get me a solid credit. I was sitting on distinctions for everything else, so settled for that given the circumstances. Dad's test results were not good either. They came in the same Friday afternoon as the letter informing my parents that the university was pulling out. The Dark Sky Park was closing. His job would be transferred to Mount Stromlo Observatory in Canberra, and the position of astrophotographer abolished. This time we sat around the kitchen table together, a wine bottle empty in front of my parents, our meals unfinished, trying to comprehend the black hole stretching out before us. After Mux purchased the observatory, they left a skeleton crew of one young technician and a caretaker to run all the telescopes. And they brought in their own, giving Blair and the other 45 minutes to vacate the site before cancelling their logins. Most of the buildings were left empty. The day the team of high-vis workers turned up in trucks to tear down the signs and dismantle the faded polystyrene plants lined the road in the observatory marked the end of the final chapter of my childhood.